lights. So I'm much better lit than usual, but I have this green on, thinking it would make me look otherworldly. I think I might just look like I'm a little under the weather. So
I was
play with
wondering,
that.
I was a little bit worried, but no, I love the green though. I do.
We could do
Oh,
rainbows, but I think it'd be very distracting for a whole interview. Let's see. Let's do. There we go. That's a nice mellow. There we go.
that's what they mean when they say, "Oh, he turned all colors."
Yes.
Chris is here. You can stand down.
Okay, good. Good to know.
Because Bill at any given moment was ready to impersonate you.
Oh, okay. I see. I see.
You both. You both.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I would like to have seen that. Maybe someday I'll purposefully bail so that I can see an impersonation of me. I wonder what that would look like.
Oh, there's Bill. He's on camera again.
Hey,
Bill,
Bill.
see, you don't have to try to impersonate Chris. He showed.
Sorry, I'm running a little late, by the way, everyone.
It's all good. You made it. That's
I
all that
made it
matters.
with time before curtain.
That's right.
Tommy,
Yeah,
Tommy,
yeah.
here's the mug, right?
Okay, yeah. The two hats, for some reason, they messed them up. So they're going out on Monday. So you should have them by the end of the week.
Okay, because all of a sudden I look at it and I'm like, why is it, here it is here. There's nothing on the
I know,
sides.
I know. I don't know why it's in the middle. It's the
The
same amount.
difference is left-handed and right-handed. No, I'm joshing.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
no. Usually it's on the opposite side. So I'm left-handed, so I like to have it here. But for some reason, it went in the middle. So
Oh, you know
it,
about the problem then.
I
yeah,
thought that
it happened. It happened on mine too. I don't know why. I don't think I'm going to keep using this company. In fact, it was a real pain in the butt to use them. So any mistakes, I'm willing to reimburse anybody for.
I thought it was just he was playing a joke on you, Tommy. I thought it was like a bad paddle move, like a
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, yeah. No, I thought it was going to be either here or here, but um,
No,
sorry.
I'm sorry, Tommy. I was just trying to point it out to you. I didn't know you
no,
knew.
it's good. No, I feel bad for you. If you want to refund, let me know. I'll send you money.
No,
Michael's probably right. They've probably done it for left-handed or right-handed.
But, yeah.
Hey,
It's both
Tommy, will
Merson
there
and
be
I are
any,
left-handed.
sorry, will there be any merch available for Breaking the Veil?
Like books.
It's an awesome poster. Like the graphics looks
You
good.
know, I thought about doing that. Um, Apparently, and we'll see if this actually happens, but Anthony Garstone asked me if we could do an interview for AMI. So I, I don't know exactly how I feel about that. You know, if many of us have had issues with AMI and Darkwing Duck, as Kevin likes to call him. But he's I'm agreeable to it. I
Yeah,
don't have
why not? Why
yeah,
not?
I don't have to join if I don't want to. He's being very nice about it. He just wants to help me promote the book.
Oh,
So
sure.
yeah,
Listen, I harbor no ill will with him. I consider him a mentor as well.
mhm,
And
mhm.
if people ask me ever in the future, I'll only have good words for him.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I did have some ill feelings towards him, but I don't think I do anymore.
hmm
I think I've let it go, but I'm still a little wary about it.
Yeah.
Um,
I hear you.
Yeah,
I bailed really quickly from AMI from
yeah.
any tasks on the Facebook. I don't know if you knew or people were talking about that. I don't
No, I
care.
just, yeah. He invited me to the Facebook group, so I'm in the group, but only to promote my book and Magic Taboo.
No, it's all
Uh,
good. It's all
yeah,
good. I think it's exciting what he started and
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I'll always say good things.
yeah. No, I
You
mean,
know.
That's more than I will. I think he's an arse.
Well, thank
And
you
that
for
wasn't
that,
even a
Ian.
soundbite.
yeah.
Thank you for that, Ian. Now, I
Tommy,
think
when you
we
gonna,
should start a discussion on
This is
pros and
this
cons.
is being recorded, right?
Oh
Pro
dear,
fairy or
yes,
con
Yeah.
fairy.
it is being recorded, but I haven't gone
anybody,
live to Facebook yet.
Okay,
anybody
good.
notice Tommy has his own image on his poster? You know, on everything else? Magic
Yeah.
Well,
Taboo.
yeah,
It's
that's
Tommy.
yeah. Underneath all the facts, that's exactly how I look.
Without
And,
clothes, right? When you take off
yeah,
your clothes.
that well, yeah. I'm gonna have to carve off a couple of pounds of flesh. Definitely more than one.
Oh
Definitely more
dear.
than 1 pound. Uh,
Tommy, hey, as long as you're walking Benji and you feel good walking him, you're fine.
I do actually. Yeah. I'm
Unlike
going
me,
to.
I walk my dog, I gotta stop every so often.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that can be a pain in the butt, but I gotta remind myself that in human years he's about 88 years old, so um, I gotta
Yeah.
give him some leeway,
No, I'm talking
But he
about
got
me. The dog wants to keep going, I gotta stop.
Oh.
Because I get out of breath and stuff. I'm old.
oh yeah, no, it
You're
used to be
not
that way.
old, Bill. You're not
Oh well,
old.
I see the cardiologist every 4 times a month.
Yeah, it used to be that way for me, but he's gotten really slow in the last couple of years. So,
Hmm.
and I'm going away next week, and I'm leaving him with some. He knows who they are, but he's never stayed overnight over there before, so I know he's going to be a little bit upset when I leave. And I always feel bad for him because I'd love to take him with me, but it's just too hard because I don't have a car. Um,
Hmm.
but I know he'll be okay. I feel bad.
I want to
Well, the
welcome
first night is
everybody.
the
Bill,
first night is
excuse me. I
usually
want to
tough.
welcome everybody who has joined our live Facebook feed.
Oh,
We can still carry on, but we'll formally start the show in a couple of minutes. So thank you, those of you who are watching via Facebook Live. Hello. Hello. We've got a very special guest. We've got Chris Hall, aka Chris the Bard, that we'll be learning a little bit more about later when we formally start the show. Anyway, regardless, carry on, you guys. They're
For
always
now,
carrying on.
we're working out old grievances, it sounds like, and I'm just listening. I'm taking notes.
yeah. He's nodding like a good therapist.
Hi, Doug. Welcome. I don't see your lovely bride anywhere, but that's she is busy. I understand.
Well, I can bring her up. Just give me a moment. But yeah, good to see everyone. There
Somebody
she
has
is.
to make, somebody has to make a living.
Oh, my
Saturday.
husband.
There we go.
And what I meant by that was I'm not. So somebody has.
Me neither, though. Me neither.
I just want to say, if Anthony's watching, I love you really.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's the loving Brooke looking over Doug's shoulder as always, pensively, lovingly.
Oh.
Very sweet.
Also,
Go
great
ahead,
salad.
Very
Oh, throw
nice.
in Magical People is produced by Magic Taboo, where you can get all your.
And sponsored
No,
by.
yeah.
Magic Taboo.
Sponsored by.
I wonder if we should go that route or not,
That
Tommy.
would
I
be
wouldn't
fun.
mind. I mean, we could, or you could put a little promo together and we can show it
I
halfway through.
mean, I do that on my podcast because I figure my podcast, I can do whatever I want, you know. But if you're amenable to that, yeah, I'm happy to put together a 30-second spot for 20 seconds.
Absolutely. Well, we're here. I can't speak for Cheryl because she would have a weird voice if I did speak for her. But
You get the
I
puppet.
I love it. We're here to support. We're here to support other performers and magicians, etc. So that was something I've been recently thinking of, is every show, just putting up a 30-second promo or 10-second promo or whatever. And we just rotate them. It could be a
I can,
specific one for the guest, it could be one for our regulars, etc.
Mhm.
I can
No
see that
charge.
working. Magical People brought to you by Spanx for Men. Works. Yeah.
Exactly.
Do
And
they
with a
make
you-
voiceover like
Thank
that,
you,
we can't go
Solo.
wrong.
I could do those.
they make Spanx for men? What am I doing?
I know, right? Where
Yeah,
have they been
seriously?
all my life?
Yeah,
They
what have you
actually
done all my
do
life?
make specs for men. They're hilarious. Have you ever seen the videos of the guys putting them on? It's so much fun.
No, but I'm gonna start eating. I'm gonna start eating Cheetos again. That means that's great. Where's my
Yeah,
bag of Cheetos?
seriously. I mean, just like it does for a woman, it does for a man.
Yeah,
Whoa.
makes sense. Yeah.
I've always been using the women's. Maybe I should try the men's.
Yeah, I mean, it would make your chest flatter versus bigger, I guess. Depending on which
Wow.
one you buy. Yeah, there's so many different ones.
Yeah. Turn me on to something, Holly.
Maybe we can all mute ourselves except my guest and Cheryl,
Oh, okay.
and we'll start to make our way towards starting. Excited? I ask you this every show, Cheryl. Are you excited about our awesome guest this week?
Yes, yes, I am.
I know
yes.
you are. I am as
Always.
well. It's the gifted and talented, although I don't know the difference between gifted or talented, so we'll just assume there is a difference. The great Chris Hall, this show. And I always at this point invite everybody to buckle up their safety belts, their seat belts, etc. because we're about to start the show. You may remember me from my television shows in the 1980s and 90s, and now I host 2 regularly live-streamed virtual magic shows. One is a showcase for some of the greatest magicians in the world, and the other is a talk show featuring some of the most inspiring conjurers of our times. Welcome now to Magical People. And welcome everybody to this edition of Magical People Live with myself, Dr. Michael Lakey, Magic Mike Lakey, and my co-host or slash host.
Lady C or Cheryl.
I'm pointing in the right direction. Do you believe that? I rarely do. And our very, very special guest this week, see if we do that, we've got Chris Hall, or AKA Chris the Bard. How are you doing, Chris?
I'm doing wonderfully. Thank you.
You're
How are you
looking
doing?
you're looking awesome. I love your outfit.
Yeah.
From the very first time we saw you on Open Mic Magic Theater, look it up on Facebook. I felt a kinship. I thought, oh, there's another guy who loves that whole medieval Renaissance fair thing. we're
Yeah.
few and far between. I've yet to find other magicians, unless you go to the Ren Fair, then you'll see them.
Right.
Um, into that whole genre. I want to ask you, this is sort of a personal question, but not really. Do you know who the SCA are?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, so knowing this, then, are you a member? Have you ever attended any of their events?
I went to a number of events in my like late teens, early 20s, and some of my good friends are pretty closely involved with the SCA. Yeah. One friend in
Awesome.
particular has done a lot of sword fighting. He taught his daughter sword fighting. He gifted my daughter, who's just turned 8, wooden practice sword that's very, it's practical for actually learning to fight. So I'm in that whole realm of like Ren Fair and SCA my whole life. Yeah. Hmm.
Awesome. I am technically as well. I know there's somewhere out near where I live. They're more evident out east, or Midwest, as well. And they kind of inadvertently kept me in line as far as historical accuracy of my
Oh, good.
costumes and stuff were concerned. But I love it anyway. I did all
Yeah.
this research on swords and costumes and whatnot. And when you get into, say, historical accuracy of swords, they can be boring. They're not always as beautiful and exciting weapons as are depicted in movies and television, etc. But this is neither here nor there. We're here to talk about you, so I'm going to try to a little bit hone in more. I'm
If you're
excited
talking
about
about, I
this.
think anyone who's watching who knows me outside of the magic world will know that if you're talking about swords, I could listen to it forever. So it's
Ah,
like
good.
anything related to the medieval world or fantasy or fairy or mythology, any of it. I'm all ears too. So
Wonderful.
all
When
good.
I was kind of hoping so, I kind of figured so, but
Yeah.
you never
Yep.
know. So I
Yep.
want to talk to you about the creation process because I want to compare a little bit what we do, what Cheryl and I do, and what you do. And I think it's kind of similar, the thought process. But let me formally ask you, do you start with the effect? For lay people, I'm going to say trick. Do you start with the trick first and then put the story to it? Or then run with the myth, or the story and then try to work in the trick or alter it?
So I think it sometimes goes either direction. Tommy Wonder in the Books of Wonder has a great essay about like comparing putting together a magic effect to building a house. And he talks about if you're thinking about the effect you're going to use to achieve the magic first, you're building it backwards. You're like trying to put the roof on before you've even built the foundation. And I tend to agree with that. I think when my magic's at its best, a method sort of comes to me and a story reveals itself sort of at the same time. And the longer I've written, I'm also a writer, teacher of writing, creative writer, lifelong. Storytelling's my first and abiding passion, you might say. And so anyway, when I tell stories now, I really truly feel like stories are revealed to me. I don't want to get
Yes.
too, out there right from the first 2 minutes of the show, but too woo woo, as they say. But I do feel that there is such a thing as a muse, and I do feel that there and muses, different ones, and I feel like my strongest stories and my strongest magic, my strongest storytelling magic has been revealed to me. For example, I learned this really pretty straightforward trick with Jacks called Jack Robats. Um, and this story of Robin Hood just immediately popped into my head when I saw someone else performing it. So it was kind of like the effect triggered a memory of the stories of Robin Hood, and I kind of put them together into an effect. And that's when the two can be wed perfectly and they sort of spring full form from the head of Zeus into one entity that's both story, strands of story, and strands of magic. That's when it's best, I think.
Absolutely. I totally get that as well. I know we work in a similar fashion as well. Sometimes the inspiration will come. For example, the Wednesday show, hopefully you're going to be on Open Mic Magic Theater. I get it. You've got a busy life, but
Yeah.
it's always lovely when you do join. I've decided vampires is going to be the theme because my latest and very first work of fiction involves vampires. And I thought, okay, let's do this. I've got a miniature little wooden coffin and visions come to me. I don't care about being woo-woo or not. Some people will
Yeah.
accept it, others won't, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, we are here to educate or are we? In any case, the visions come to me, and originally I'd done this effect several months ago, probably earlier in the year, involving three actors who portrayed Dracula. And I thought, oh, what the heck? I saw six in my head, and I'm thinking, yeah, let's torture poor Cheryl. Let's come up with six. And it wasn't very hard to come up with six actors who portray Dracula. And oh, I hope you weren't tearing your hair out, Cheryl. So I sent her the artwork. I printed up the artwork. I'm teasing because I want people to come and see it. And that's all I'm going to say for now. But we're going to have a willing victim. I mean, an assistant from the audience. It might be Holly. It might be Micah. Who knows? But Holly, if you want to get involved, do let me know. It's simply picking one again. Yeah, in any case, and freely. This is my challenge, Chris, and I'm going to use the word equivocate that
Sure.
magicians will know, or magician's choice. I've seen some people call it equivoke, and I just ripped out my own hair. Equivocate. And really, I'm not against it, but I don't like this whole complex. Oh, pick 10 out of 100. Okay, now pick 4. And it's like, oh dear. So with me, the criteria has to be no, they honestly pick one and somehow we divine it. But getting back to your process, it is always a vision, often a vision. Sometimes I'll have to make the props or the cards or whatever to fit the vision. And sometimes I'll look at an existing thing and it's like, oh, then the vision comes to me and it all comes together. Very similar to what you were saying. So it's very exciting, isn't it?
So fun. It's like my favorite thing to do right now.
Yeah.
To sit with magic props and ideas and books of fairy tales and old stories and the myths that I know that I happen to have, in my head. And work with weaving those strands into something that I can share with people in a live environment. There's nothing. It's like Campbell said, follow your bliss and doors will open. Like there's nothing that has had that same effect for me, except for the possible exception of writing stories and teaching, which have both been passions that have opened doors for me. Like I couldn't believe.
Awesome.
But yeah, I want a quick thing on equivoke. Equivocate is I saw a great meme going around about equivocate, which was a stewardess on you might have seen it, on an airplane with various drink choices and said, you chose the coffee. Okay, that means you get the orange soda. And there are definite problems with freedom of choice in magic, is without revealing completely and spoiling that whole method for every magician in the world. There are problems with the destroying the illusion of choice.
Yes, absolutely. And I did see that cartoon. I thought it was hysterical. I should have just reposted it, but I didn't because I thought, oh, there's a lot of non-magician friends, lay people, etc., who are also probably on my Facebook page. And it's like, well, they won't get it. But maybe it's worth it for the other magicians. Who knows, right?
Like you said, maybe we're here to educate. Yeah.
I have a quick question. The stories that you weave together, are those based on your own ideas and what you've read, our facts or myths? Is it a combination of all of them, or is it just based on one of them?
I mean, thanks for the question. And I have to say, I want to back up and just say I'm really honored to be here. And this is a real non sequitur. I'm going to answer your question, Cheryl, I promise. But I without being pedantic or preachy, I want to say one thing for me is that everything must start with the land. And so I want to just say a quick land acknowledgement to where I'm at, to the Nisenan people. This is the formerly and current homeland of Nisenan Native peoples, and it's the still a native land, and there's still a rich culture here that inspires me. And I've seen storytellers from that tradition, local Native tradition, that have really amazed me, and speech acts by Native peoples that have really amazed me. And I think part of what makes those stories so rich, here's my segue into my answer to your question from that belated land acknowledgement that I wanted to start with, is that like we're all part of we're born into culture, right? And those cultures have roots that go deep into the ancient ancestral mythic past. And so anything we invent, arguably, if we take a kind of Joseph Campbell route, is rooted in those ancient mythic ideas like the monomyth. So without getting too academic or scholarly or highfalutin in my answer, I'd say that it's a little of both is a simple answer. And I really like it when I can honor stories that might otherwise wither on the vine. It's a really amazing thing. I do a lot of family magic. And the number of times kids have like sat up and started being like, okay, we're listening now. When I've said, one of the reasons I love magic is it keeps stories alive that might otherwise wither on the vine. These kids, suddenly kids are like there. They're like, oh, you have stories? And I think we're so hungry for stories, and we're hungry for a sense of connection that roots us back to culture, which is more in touch with the land, which roots us back to the land. That's sort of my overarching vision for what I do. My small and often whimsical and often goofy part in doing is keeping alive what I see sort of an ancient bardic tradition of live storytelling.
Oh, well,
So, but I really like to go to the old stuff. I like to go to the old material when I can. But I make up goofy stories about my wand, Scully McScullerson, getting captured by goblins and stuff like that too, because I do perform for kids and I like to have fun. So,
who doesn't like to have fun?
right. Got to be fun.
Hey,
Like, I don't know about if you go on a show. I had a few mental notes. I'm like, okay, here are my notes. The land's important, myths awesome, and you got to have fun. So I'm done with talking points. Thanks, everyone. It's been great.
Have a
See you
great
next
night.
week.
Have a
No,
great
I
night,
have
Chris.
other
We're only
ones I'm going
15
to
minutes
get
in.
to.
Never mind.
You know where that pregnant pause was coming from. It's like, arguably, I tend to talk over Cheryl. So it's like, okay, I consciously have to hold myself back because I thought, okay, she's jumping right in, which I'm really glad, and you're asking awesome question. So inside my head, I'm saying, okay, Mike, shut up. Mike, don't talk. Wait for her. And nothing came. Oh, and in any case, yes. Did you have more questions, Cheryl? You could take
I
over.
have a lot, but if you have a bunch,
I
you
have a
can
video I want to share
share the
with everyone. It
video.
was one that Chris sent me, done by the late great. No, he'd be upset if I called him late great Jay Scott Barry. Jay, if you're watching, and I'm sure you're not, sorry about that. But here,
He's visiting the
yeah,
show
yeah,
at the
yeah.
Ahern in Las Vegas. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So I want to share this. I'm calling it a sizzle reel. It's a fancy video.
See video. Yep. I know the one.
And there we go. He is
Oh,
awesome at what he does, J. Scott Barry, on so many levels. Years ago, he gave me a whole whack of his teaching videos. And it's like I felt guilty because I'm a Jewish man, so we're raised on guilt. And I use my hands a lot. In any case, for illicit purposes, he's just amazing. His graphics and everything that he does. What I had prepared as well, just in case something horrible happened to you, is one of your last performances, probably on Open Mic Magic. But you suggested a live performance that you were going to actually present something live, which I think is far better than anything. Did you wish to share that with us?
Yeah, I will. And I have the same problem you do, Dr. Michael, not just talking over Cheryl specifically, because I don't know you that well, Cheryl. I've had you be a volunteer a couple times on
yes.
open mic. Yep. But just talking over people in general, because I don't know if you can tell, but I do like to talk.
Couldn't
too.
tell
The
it all.
storyteller's gift and the storyteller's curse. But so I would tie it into I would share something, but I'd like to tie it into a poem that roots this back in the ancient Irish lore, of a trope I'm somewhat obsessed with. if it didn't seem like a weird thing to call a kids show, I would call my kids show that I'm working on right now, The Stolen Child, because that trope of fairies stealing people away, not just children, but children in this poem, away to fairyland is something I love so much. That idea of like Oisin and Tir na Nog, and being able to go into the other world and experience fairy directly. And I've really been inspired by William Butler Yeats. I brought one of my favorite books. I like to show things that aren't magic books when people ask me about my greatest inspirations in magic. And this is Yeats's, I don't know if we'll be able to read the title, but Writings on Irish Folklore, Legend, and Myth. And just it was sort of an entry point for me in my 20s, like late teens, early 20s, to really understanding what I do, which is not enough, about Irish mythology. But this idea of another world adjacent to ours really fascinates me. So if you don't mind, Michael and Cheryl, I would like to read all of Yeats's The Stolen Child, and then I'll show a magic effect that sort of is my attempt to put that into a magic effect.
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
I'd love it.
Okay. So here goes. Here's the Stolen Child. The Stolen Child. Where dips the rocky highland of Sleesh Wood in the lake, there lies a leafy island where flapping herons wake the drowsy water rats. There we've hid our fairy vats, full of berries and of reddest stolen cherries. Come away, O human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than you can understand. Where the wave of moonlight glosses the dim grey sands with light, far off by furthest Rosses, we footed all the night, weaving olden dances, mingling hands and mingling glances, till the moon has taken flight. To and fro we leap, and chase the frothy bubbles, while the world is full of troubles, and anxious in its sleep. Come away, O human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than you can understand. Where the wandering water gushes from the hills above Glen Car, in pools among the rushes that scarce could bathe a star, we seek for slumbering trout, and whispering in their ears, give them unquiet dreams, leaning softly out from ferns that drop their tears over the young streams. Come away, O human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than you can understand. Away with us he's going, the solemn-eyed. He'll hear no more the lowing of the calves on the warm hillside, or the kettle on the hob sing peace into his breast, or see the brown mice bob round and round the oatmeal chest. For he comes, the human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than he can understand.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then one of the ways I try to make that poem, poetry's not like myth, accessible to a lot of people. And so one of the ways I try to make that poem accessible is with a deck of cards. And I would like, Cheryl, would you mind just being my volunteer so we can do this simply? And okay. So I have a deck of cards, but I have to warn you, you're about to hear the oldest joke in magic. What might be the oldest joke? I'm not playing with a full deck.
Neither am I.
But I do have, you're not either?
No.
Good. Okay. And I want to show you, I don't have a whole deck. I just have a few cards. I'm trying to make sure you guys can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. And what I want you to do is just focus on one of those. And like it's your own child, ingrain it into your memory like the face of a beloved child. Have you got one?
Yes.
Okay. And now we're going to say that charm from Yeats, just the kind of the chorus of the poem, the repeated refrain. Come away, O human child. You can repeat after me. Come away, O human child.
Come away, O human child.
To the waters and the wild.
To the waters and the wild.
With a fairy hand in hand.
With a fairy hand in hand.
For the world's more full of weeping than you can understand.
For the world's more full of weeping than the world can understand.
Very good. Yes. Let's give Cheryl a round of applause for that. That was good.
Thank you.
And now I want you to look and see, do you see your child's face among these faces of these cards?
No.
Because it's vanished. And if you look a little more closely, you'll see why sometimes magicians end up with fewer and fewer cards every time they perform. The Stolen Child.
Oh, wow.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
Thanks, you guys.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome job.
Thank you.
That's actually a variation, as we both know, and most of our audience will know, our in-house audience will know, it's the princess card trick. But
It is.
wow, but wow, an amazing assemblage of words and poetry and themes. So cool. And that's
Thank
one of the reasons why we love you. We enjoy you so much, Chris.
Thank you so much, Dr. Michael. Thanks, Cheryl, for
Beautiful.
being
Thank
my
you.
More
volunteer.
questions, Cheryl, or what?
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely, definitely. First off, with your outfits, you make them or do you
I
buy them?
don't. I buy them. I decorate them though. I bought this hat from a maker. I tried to find a local maker, and there's this one woman in Oregon who I still want to reach out to and get her stuff. She makes these incredible things with felted mushrooms already on there. But I bought this beautiful felted hat from a woman in Spain. It's like wet wool felting, real merino
Yeah.
wool. It's amazing quality and really reasonable price. And I decorate it with mushrooms of various kinds. This is a hawk's feather that has some significance. The moment I found it was a really beautiful moment in my family's life with my two young children and my wife and I walking on a trail. And so I kind of yeah, decorate it, and I endeavor one day to make a robe that's as beautiful as the one I have now, which I also purchased from someone in Ireland who makes really beautiful handmade clothing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so as a bard, now you do poetry and you write
Yep.
and you do magic. Bards, though, they also sing and can play instruments. Can you do either of those?
Um, a little bit.
A little.
Uh, a little, yeah. I play the tin whistle, and I'd say a beginner on the tin whistle.
Ooh, I like
I
that.
I studied tabla for 8 years though, the East Indian drumming,
Mhm.
and can still do a lot of tabla drumming, like
Oh,
the
wow.
the speaking drum. So it's like dagana tete dagana tete dagadina gana tete tete dagana tete dagana tete dagatina gana. And that was something that really helped train my mind when I was at a young age, learning
No
tabla.
Baron? No Baron, Chris? That's
No
hard.
Baron. No, no. That would be a good one to add to my repertoire, I guess. Here, I'm gonna adjust the camera. I want more of the hat in the frame. I'm proud of my hat. There we go.
It should be. It's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, question two. Oh snap. What got you to be a bard and not some other character, say?
I think like temperament and just like if we're talking about magic and the character Chris the Bard and all that, just a real longing to bring more wonder into the world.
Yeah.
There's a great Hayao Miyazaki quote that goes, "Yet even amidst the hatred and carnage, life is still worth living. It is possible for wonderful encounters and beautiful things to exist." And for me, that sums up really well what I felt in my heart when I decided I wanted to perform as Chris the Bard and bring wonder to the world and keep joy alive. And so yeah, I think it's like my temperament and my abilities landed me as Chris the Bard.
It just fits hand in hand with everything you do. Everything is just weaved perfectly.
Thank you.
Now, this kind of off it, but you do D&D?
I do.
Okay. What is your character?
Well, right now, so I'm like what they call do you do D&D? Do you do D&D?
My daughter does.
Okay, so you're familiar with the tropes enough to understand some basic entry-level lingo.
Yes.
So I'm a forever DM. So like from the time I was, I think 8, yeah, that's another medium through which I share stories and love to tell stories. I love to play as well, but I really love crafting worlds and telling stories in that format. And so my most recent character, I played an alien stage magician, actually, like a burned out stage magician who was tired of doing it. Yeah, who was kind of based on Dr. Michael. No, just kidding. Based on just like sort of the stereotype and kind of Zaphod Beeblebrock's a little bit personality from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, if you're familiar with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know that But when I play like straight vanilla fantasy, I gravitate toward elves and halflings and anything Middle Earth and bardic and druidic and nature
gonna say
loving and magic
druid.
loving. Yep.
Ah, cool. I know
Yep.
I talk about it like with my daughter, like this is what I would want to be. So then she's going down the list. Oh, then you would be like druidish. I'm like, yeah, okay, there you go.
I was gonna
And
ask what you would be a druid. What would you be?
she said that I would be a druid because yes, I do like being able to do sorcery, magic. I like to fight. And she's like, that sounds more like a druid. I'm
Uh-huh.
like,
Okay.
anything
Okay.
else? What? Oh, animals
She's
in
there.
nature, of course.
Okay, yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
just me as a whole anyway, so.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So you've been doing it since you were 8?
Yeah. Younger
Wow.
even. I think
Oh,
my brother learned about it at school, and my dad bought a set and tried it at home for us when we were like, I don't know, like I was like 6 or 7. So yeah.
oh my gosh, that is awesome.
Yeah. It's one of my great loves.
Do you do the cards one or do you do the game top,
More like the tabletop.
tabletop?
Yeah, lately on Zoom. Yeah. And my group is going to start uh posting to YouTube our game sessions. We're
Oh,
called
sweet.
Mid Dice Crisis, and we're all middle-aged guys, and it should be fun to watch. We're playing a very far afield of fantasy and nature and myth and all that. We're playing a post-apocalyptic a mutant crawl classics game
Oh,
that is probably beyond the pale of this this program. But I'll make a quick pitch for Mid Dice Crisis. Look for us on Facebook soon. Look for us on YouTube soon. We're not out there yet.
oh, I'm gonna have to look for that. Maybe
Another
that can
project
help
I'm excited about. Yeah.
that can maybe help my daughter's D&D people. Oh my gosh. Okay, here's a question too.
Sure.
Dragonlance. Have you ever read that?
I really have. I love it very much.
Who's your favorite character?
Probably probably I wanted to be Raistlin when I was an angsty 12-year-old, but I was much more like Tasselhoff Burfoot, who's like a funny little halfling character. And now I think I'm kind of accidentally falling into Fizban, who's an old befuddled wizard who's actually a god.
Yes.
Spoiler,
Yes.
sorry.
Oh, Nifsam.
More and more day by day, I'm approaching Fizban levels. So
Oh no, I always liked Raceland and Taz were my favorites.
they're good, very,
You know.
very compelling.
Yes. And half my animals were named after all the characters, so
Oh, that's great. So you
oh
were
yeah. They'd be like,
long time.
what's your, this? And I'm like, and I have to spell it for people because they can't pronounce it. And I'm like, okay, fine. But
Yeah.
obviously I know what you don't read, but
Yeah. It's funny, a really good, but this is just worth sharing because this is very, it's I like to be real. So I just
Yep.
popped into my head. I found cleaning through my old stuff from my parents' house when I was a kid. I still have a couple boxes I hadn't gone through. I found this old yearbook from when I was in 7th grade. And my friend, who was very serious young man, loved Raistlin, the dark wizard. And there's a picture of him dressed as Raistlin on Halloween. And he's only 11 or 12,
Oh.
but he's very serious looking at the camera and like staring at you across the ages. Just 30 years back, angry, still mad, still
The
serious.
red robe or the black robes?
I think he was definitely a fan of the black robes. Yeah.
Oh,
The evil, which is for people who don't know and are like, why are they talking all this
Yeah.
nerd jargon? The red robes were neutral and the black
Yep.
robes were evil. Yeah.
well, but he really wasn't. He turned out not to be really.
He wasn't. He saved the world. Well, spoilers. He saved the world.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
The test.
I just ruined the whole series, both
Yes.
trilogies, in like a 2-minute conversation. This is going
Well,
great,
yeah, and
Cheryl.
then they didn't come out with the other trilogy like they were supposed to.
I know.
I'm like,
Yep.
left hanging, but
Yep.
either way.
I know.
So,
Yep.
Ren fairs, you perform at them or do you go to them?
So not really. I go to them occasionally, but I'm lucky enough. So my magic journey was like I was a teenager. I was like a kid who loved magic, like all kids do. Then I
Mhm.
kind of almost gave it up, got into it again in late grade school through early high school, and then I was like, I don't know if girls are gonna like me if I do this nerdy thing with my friends. So I took decades away and came back to it when I had kids and was like, this is amazing. And we were at the Children's Festival, a local Ren Fair for kids that I've gone to on and off since I was a little kid. And we saw this magician doing kind of like an Abigail McBride style bubble production, pulling bubbles out of the air, plucking them and making them appear solid. And I was like, to my wife, I'm like, I want to do that again. I want to do that again. She's like, okay, cool. She's like, go for it. I'm like, I'm going to do it again. And I perform at the Children's Festival now, and they're a magician. And I didn't like ace this woman out. Like, she just didn't do it. She's, I think, more southernly located than I am. She drove up once summer to do it. And they asked me to do it from the Magicians Guild locally. I went, and the lady was there, and she's like, we need a magician. I'm like, for the Children's Festival? She's like, yeah. I'm like, that's me. And so that's and really, like, I know there's all this pressure in our society to dream really big and all that, but like with magic, if I can just keep doing the Children's Festival and performing where I am and making connections like you all through online and through local magicians in Sacramento and Nevada County area, I'm so happy. Like, this is so, I just love doing what I do. So
Oh,
Ren Fairs, and I would love to branch into Ren Fairs. There's a Celtic festival here. There's a guy named Merlin Silvermane who's been doing it for decades. But he might age out eventually, and and somebody suggested recently, you should go do that instead of him. I'm like, no. But if he's ready ever for a disciple, I'm ready to jump in. I would love to take that role in a decade or whenever it happens.
Oh, that'd be cool. What is your favorite? What's your favorite Ren Fair thing? Like, they have jousting. I know up here we have like jousting. We have the torture show and all.
Well, to be real with you, I went to probably 4 or 5 Ren Fairs earlier in my life, and Celtic festivals were more my jam. And my favorite thing as a little kid was the piping, because I played bagpipes for a number of years. That's why I can do a little tin whistle so easily. And the caber toss, man, I wanted to do it so bad, but I was kind of a littler kid. I make a joke in my multiplying bottles routine that magicians aren't known for our physical strength, right? And I was just trying so hard to keep up with these older kids this one day. And I remember forever what this older Scotsman told me. He was like, that's not the only way to prove yourself. There's a lot of other ways. And I told him I played the pipes, and he's like, there you go. Like, that's not the only way. So, but I love the caber toss. I like watching people do it still, like I have a friend who looks kind of like Shrek. He's really good at it. He's yeah.
Oh my gosh. I haven't been to some of those. I don't think they've had it at the Ren Fair that we have. I mean, it's in Massachusetts, but jousting for me. I love the jousting.
Okay, yeah.
Storytelling of it, and
yeah,
they took some stuff out because it offended people, but
Oh, yeah.
You had the woman who was supposed to be given to the dragon, because she was pure. Let's put it that way. It's a family show.
I see. Oh, I see.
And they're like, that shouldn't be. I'm like, it's a Ren Fair. You're supposed to be rowdy and obnoxious. So,
that's what it's all about, right? Yeah.
They just didn't get it. They just didn't get it. So, that's about what I have. Hey, do you have anything else, Dr. Lakey?
Yay. There's always stuff that will come up into my head, and it's like, oh, I better talk about this or that. I want to bring up a little bit instruments, because that's been very much a part of my life, musical instruments, because my dad was a professional drummer and all that, and I've been playing guitar since about 18. I believe, yeah, I left magic to do guitar. So anyway, as part of our medieval feast, which we used to do every month for 10 years in Winnipeg, Canada, a friend of mine who was in the feast, he was the minstrel, and he was an instrument builder named Larry Fisher, who is American but lived in Canada. And he was a harp builder. He built all different kinds of incredible instruments. He specializes only in harps now. He lives a lot of the time in Florida. Very smart man. Midwest, the weather. In any case, he built for me my cittern, which another word for cittern is English guitar. So it's lute shaped and usually has 8 strings. I only know 6 and 12 string instruments. I didn't really have the time or the will to learn. So he built for me a 12-string cittern or English guitar, which has always been a part of my show when I'm dressed like this, or go out to do shows. And I love that. What else do you play, Chris? In a long-winded way, I'm getting to the question. It's kind of like
it's another way in which we may be kindred spirits, is that we're rather long-winded. So, at least I am. So trap set drums, normal like rock drums, bass a little bit, bass guitar a little bit, but mostly I focused on tabla for years, and I still play. It's something I really do more for my own self than that I feel I need to perform at this point in my life. But I have performed with my father and my brother when we were learning. My brother and I may play again. I think it's not to get too personal on a webcast thing, but when my father passed away, it definitely changed that world of music for my brother and I. It was something we used to do together, the three of us, and so it's something we haven't revisited yet, but we probably will. We're very close and we're very good friends, my brother and I. So time allowing in our
Awesome.
busy lives, we'll undoubtedly
No,
perform.
you never know. I believe if something's meant to be, or if you're meant to share a particular gift of yours to enhance other people's lives, it
Yes.
comes, it happens. You
Yes.
know, we almost don't have free will. We do have a certain amount of free will, but when spirit strikes, so to speak, it's like we better do it. If we're loving something, we better do it. There's reasons for that, right?
Exactly.
I'm just debating whether to show a video. I think it might have been your last appearance on open mic. I don't care for the quality, it's not that great, but I
The
kind of
videos
want to
are
show you off a little bit, and
Sure,
then we'll
yeah.
wrap up, right?
Yeah, that'd
And
be
then
great.
we'll wrap up and talk about how people can get in touch with you. So yeah,
Sounds
let's
great.
if you're okay with that, we'll do that. We'll go to the
I'm
video.
fine with that. It should
Yeah,
probably
so
be the
I'm from
cups and
California by
balls
way of
then.
Tirnanog,
Oh,
the old Irish otherworld. So
yes.
I'm here to share with you, though, a story not from the Irish tradition, which is my usual wont, the Celtic peoples, but the Norse people also have a rich repository of legend and lore. And I want to tell you all today a story of Odin, the Allfather, chief and wisest of gods. But it was not always so. They say that when he was young, Odin did not have the wisdom he came to acquire in his later years. And this is a story of Odin seeking wisdom. In the Norse tradition, they say there are 9 worlds. For simplicity's sake, and so this prop works, we're going to reduce that to 3 worlds. The world above, the world of the gods, the world of the middle realm, Middle Earth or Midgard, and the world below, the realm of the dead. And to tell this story, we're going to use 3 balls to represent the beginning, the middle, and the end. Or we could call that past, present, and future. But this is the story of a well that allowed vision into the past, the present, and the future, that allowed those who wandered the worlds of Middle Earth in those days and the realms of the gods and Asgard, the ability to tell their own story and stitch their own fate, with a beginning, a middle, and an end of their choosing. But Odin came to the well where this wisdom lay hidden, and he attempted to take a drop, for that is said it was all that was needed to give great wisdom, as a single drop from that well. He took that drop, tried to steal it away in his cup. But when he turned, he found that that drop of wisdom had passed right through his fingers, right through his very cup. So he tried again to claim that wisdom for his own. But that wisdom went right through to the other side again. And so, being canny, if not yet wise, Odin took 2 cups and tried to trap that between. When he looked, he found that once again, he had lost the wisdom that he had sought to acquire. And he was back where he started, with those 3 worlds, above, the Middle Earth, and below, and those 3 drops of Mimir's well. And so, he attempted to steal away, unseen, that wisdom for his very own. All 3 drops. But when he looked, he found that that wisdom had slipped away from his grasp and outsmarted him once again, and returned, in this case, back to the source of Mimir's well. And this is the real magic of Mimir's well, is that if you do not understand the ways of wisdom, it will slip quickly out of your grasp. And Odin began to learn and began to grow wise in the ways of wisdom. And so he attempted once again to take this. But he asked the fates, he asked the Urd, Verdandi, Skuld, the Norns, Norse mythology, what must I do? And they said, to claim this wisdom, the past, the present, and the future, you must recognize that that wisdom is always with you. It never actually leaves. And when he looked beneath his cups, he saw that those drops from the well of Mimir were still right there where he had left them. And to his amazement, he took them again, hoping to claim them for his own. But he asked the Norns again, "What must I do to truly keep this wisdom for my own?" And the Norns said, "This requires a sacrifice." And if you know the end of this story, then you know already what we will find beneath each of these cups. For Odin had to sacrifice his very eye. And that is my story, and I'm sticking to it. I've been Chris the Bard. You've been fantastic.
Yay, I love that routine, Chris. I love it. One of the things I love about it, and we're not going to dissect it or anything because people will just, they'll fall asleep
Right.
or
Right. I
or
will.
perhaps silently pass away. I'm not sure.
Right.
But one of the
Really.
things I love about the routine are the props. They look very apropos for the age, if you will. They're
Yeah.
simple. They're not these gaudy golden cups that some of us tend to use and whatnot. And in fact, I might have even seen some woodcuts or paintings, and it was probably Hieronymus Bosch painting of the cups and balls. But the simplicity of it, I love the apparent simplicity. It's easy to follow. And sometimes with the cups and balls, it's more of a mishmash. That's a technical term for the folks out there. It's more of a mishmash and like what's going on, but your routine was relatively easy to follow and therefore to mystify. Any comments?
I will say, so I really want to give my friend, my lifelong friend, former bandmate, and role-playing comrade for life, Jesse Wachowski, Josiah Wachowski, credit for making those cups by hand for me.
Oh,
Part of my journey
wow.
back into magic was saying, "Hey, check it out," and showing him coin tricks over at his house, and he'd be like, "Okay, cool, cool." And I was like, I need some cups for cups and balls, and he made those for me. And then he had to he didn't really know magic, so he had to kind of retweak them for me by hand, and just incredible leather work. Very simple tools,
Wow.
almost traditional crafting. So yeah.
Awesome. It shows. I knew there was something special about those cups.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, Chris, say folks want to book you or just keep in touch. How can they reach you?
So you can reach me at christhebard.com. And I have a website set up where you can send me a message directly from the website, or you can just email me at christhebard@yahoo.com. And I talk fast. And sometimes when you go out and you're first on a stage, you talk faster because you're a little nervous. I used to spit out Chris the Bard, and then I realized these kids wanted to know more about me, but didn't know what I was saying. So yeah, exactly. What'd you get on my eye there? Bard, B-A-R-D, right? Like the old Irish magical storyteller. I realize that needs definition for some people. It is a Dungeons and Dragons character class, as Cheryl and I nerded out on earlier, but it's anyway. So
Awesome.
Chris the Bard, all one word, at yahoo.com, or christhebard.com.
What about social media, or what about the socials, as the kids call it nowadays?
I'm on Facebook. Short answer is I'm on Facebook. I'm putting together my YouTube channel once I figure out how to use these lights. That was my joke anyway. Once I figure out how to use these lights, I was going to make them flash like rainbows, but my friend, who is a professional photographer, Ammon Thompson, amazing photographer, will also help me with that. We're going to make it look really professional and good.
No doubt. Awesome.
Wonderful show.
Awesome. We'll look forward to seeing you again. I'm not sure if I have you booked for one of our Friday Night Wizard Emporiums. I'd have to check. If not, we better get you on that show for you to do at least 5 minutes. I always say 5 minutes, but
Oh, great.
it's always more, a little bit. Thank you so much for taking the time to visit with us this day, Chris Hall, aka Chris the Bard. I think we should all clap for Chris, who he is and what he does. Thank you so much, Chris, and we'll see you soon, I hope.
Thank you. I hope so too, Dr. Michael. Thanks, Cheryl.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And there we go. Wow, what great fun. Isn't he amazing on so many different levels, Cheryl?
Yes, and busy with everything he does. I am looking forward to that YouTube channel.
Same.
Gonna watch it
Same.
with my daughter.
Yeah, and who knows, he might be on the next Open Mic Magic Theater Scene Wednesdays on Facebook. Look it up,
Hope
guys.
so.
Yeah, I always look forward to that as well. I love everyone who performs on that. So I'm going to love you and leave you and say ciao for now. Cheryl, I will look forward to seeing you working with me on the Wednesday Open
Yep.
Mic Magic Theater, right?
See you then.
See you then. Take care.
Bye.
And there we go. Yes, I just want to do a few shout outs. Open Mic Magic Theater. You want to see some of the greatest magicians in the world? It's every Wednesday, 1 p.m. LA time, 4 p.m. New York time, 9 p.m. UK time. If you've never been, you really should. I'm not just saying that because we're all buddies. I really think it's a great forum and format, both for performers and for viewers as well. Open Mic Magic Theater. Let's take a quick look. Tommy Burnett, I was going to say again, our love weird head of mine. Tommy Burnett's latest tome, Beneath the Surface, is out now. I'm quoting him: real methods, real meaning, real impact. If you're a magician, you don't just have to be a bizarrist or mentalist. You need this book. You honestly do, because it's not chock full of tricks per se, but it's chock full of personal growth. It's chock full of knowing who you are. It's chock full of not manipulating audiences, but really working with people. And you'll see what I mean when we talk more about it, Tommy and I, when he comes on the show the last Saturday of this month. So if you have not yet grabbed it on Amazon, it's available through Amazon. I believe .com as well as .ca if you're watching this out of Canada as well. But you can also get it from his website, which I love, magictaboo.com. It's always nice. And who knows, maybe he'll autograph a copy for you. I didn't say that, but maybe he'll autograph a copy for you. That's why I would prefer to buy it directly from him, but it's all good. Open Mic Magic, we plugged already. Oh, we have to plug this. And speaking of Tommy Burnett, July 20th, which is a Sunday, he is doing an online show. And I don't want to say it's a once in a lifetime, but it might be. Who knows? Maybe Tommy will never do an online show again. I mean, he's a regular on Open Mic and one of the originators of that show. But honestly and truly, if you get a chance to watch Tommy We Are, grab it. You can get tickets. They're only $15. If you were to see him live, you'd pay way more than that. And I'm not just saying that because, I have other reasons to. I really mean it. Get it. Get your ticket. It's good. It's $15 per household. So, which means if you got 10 of you watching and you're having some kind of party and you're eating pizza, I don't know why I said that. It's you can do that. It's $15 per household. Tickets are available at ticketsource.us/Tommy Burnett Productions, and we'll have the graphics at the bottom, just to be more specific for you guys. Very excited. Here's a little bit of a personal shout out. My first erotic gothic horror novel, Blood Relations, is coming soon. It's technically it's available on Amazon already, but we're going to do a lot of promotions around it. I want you guys to review it for me. So we set up a Facebook page as well, and come get your advanced reader copies. In other words, they're free of the book. It's not for everybody, but those who love gothic horror, romance, you'll like this. And I believe that's it. I believe we've come to the end. I'm already working on the first Friday of the month, Friday Night Wizard Emporium. That's coming together very nicely as well. We'll give you more details as we come closer to it. I can't say enough. Thanks to all of you for joining us this day. We do it for you. We don't do it for ourselves. We just love sharing and hopefully increasing the quality of your life. Take care, everyone. We'll see you again next week.